Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I want you to start thinking about this if you're a homeowner, or especially if you're out in the country with some acreage or some space, getting ready to set up an additional place to house people. Yeah, you could take some relatives in or friends into your house. That's not for long term. It definitely could be for a week or two, but you all know after you have company for a week, it's like, when are these people going to leave? Even if you love them to death, it's still, you want back to your routine, normality, and it's stressful to have another, family living in your house for a week if they come visit you. So think outside the box. Yesterday, I think I heard it on a video. I don't think I read it. I read so many articles, I read so much, but basically it was 1931, the Great Depression. Dad lost a job, I think it was a family of 9. And then the house burns down. So they had to actually move into the yard and they pitched a tent. And I guess it was up north because every time it snowed, it collapsed the tent. So a local felt sorry for them and they let them move into their chicken coop. Nowadays, if you told the average suburbanite family, hey, you might have to move into a chicken coop, they'd say no way. But 1931, the rules have changed. We need to get rid of our normalcy bias and get rid of our standard of living if we do have another Great Depression or another crisis. You're going to want to have a place to live. A chicken coop, yes, it's not ideal, but anything that keeps the rain off of you, breaks the wind off of you, is better than a tent. So start thinking outside the box. How could I provide help for people I know? And it might be a case where you might not know them, but it might be a friend of a friend that can vouch for their honesty, their integrity, and they might need a place to go. If we have a severe Great Depression, there's going to be a lot of people displaced from their homes. And they need to go somewhere. Yeah, they can go under a bridge and be homeless. We don't want that. If they're a person of integrity, hardworking, we need to help them as best we can. Providing them a roof over their head would be ideal. Now, if you have a basement in your house, start thinking, how could I set this up so a family could stay here? Now, if they're in your house, you want someone that you care about, you love, that are definitely on your side. You don't want to bring a total stranger into your house. But there's a lot of people I know that if they said, hey, I got a family I know that is 100% okay, I would want to help them out. Also, during the Great Depression, there was crime. People were stealing. The next Great Depression is going to be worse. There's going to be downright violence, and you will want extra people around to help do some things. If you live in the country and you have the ability to grow a big garden, have some livestock, chickens, there's a lot of work to do. If you lose power, you're going to need to be splitting a lot of wood to keep fireplaces and wood stoves running during the winter time. So you're going to need extra hands. Let's look at this clubhouse, playhouse for the kids. It's roughly about 8 by 8. It's not insulated yet, but I'm putting it high on my priority list, either to get it insulated or to make sure I have insulation and storage. It has a porch. Worst case, if someone had to move in here, it's about 8 by 8. You can stand up in it. It's better than a tent. I could definitely insulate this and it would be very livable. Goal would be to build a door. I would probably take most of this playground equipment off and put a set of stairs on for them. If not, they can use the stairs right there. It has storage underneath, so I could remove the toys. Yeah, the two little guys might holler and scream, but I have this set up so I could enclose that. So it make it a lot more waterproof, so they would have a place to store their goods. You need to think about that. Yeah, they have a place to sleep and live, but can we put all their gear, all their survival gear, all their worldly possessions under here in totes, so it keeps the mice and insects out. It has a little shed on the back, so you could set up a little kitchen area, move the hay. It's tall enough to stand in there. You could set up a little kitchen for them, or a little place to wash, brush your teeth. Just start thinking out of the box. If you got a storage building, I have a 8 by 12, I believe, on the property. I think it's 8 by 12, and my goal is to insulate that and get it set up. I got a couple Harbor Freight systems. One of them would go in here, one of them would go over there, so at least they would have the ability to run a few lights at night. And that would be a huge blessing. 2 light bulbs in there burning during the night would lift their spirits, let them do a lot of things at night. I have another buddy that actually has a very large storage building up here. We insulated it. It's ready to go for him. Just trying to think, how can I house people? You might have a barn, but if you can keep rain off people, keep the wind off of them, let them pitch tents inside the barn. You might have a metal building that's used to store whatever, construction equipment. If you could pull that equipment out, more places to pitch a tent. Now is the time to come up with plans. Now is the time to think about, what could I do to make someone's life better? Put yourself in their shoes. If you lost everything, I would sure love for someone that at least been thinking about me to spend some time and give me a place to pitch my tent. Also, if you have a good bug out location, have some tents stored up. Somebody could show up, a loved one could show up at their door with just their clothes on their back. At least giving them a tent, a sleeping bag, some extra blankets would be a huge benefit, a huge blessing to them. Also, let's say you have a place, you don't have a building, you don't have anything, but you got a nice flat piece of property that you can start clearing up and making so it would be used for a campsite. Maybe you could start putting a fire pit there, doing some anything, clearing it, getting it ready for people to put tents on it. Maybe you have the ability to trench in a water line from your well, so at least they'd have water right there at the campsite. Start thinking ahead and planning. Some of you might say, Dave, you're crazy, we're never going to need that. The way the last 18 months have gone, I have no idea what the next 18 months are, but I am here to help as many people as I can, to bless as many people, because there's been people in my life that have helped me, that have blessed me, a lot of guys that have helped me out, so I'm willing to help other people out. Now you got to be careful who you help out. I understand that. If you have any doubts, don't bring them to your location, that's for sure. It might be, hey, I can't help you, but here's a couple blankets, here's a pail of food, God bless you, and send them on their way. Thanks for watching.